before. Oh, and I've lost you super quickly here. Good morning. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Auckland, and just heading on my way to the morning wrestling practice. Be my second wrestling class with David, and really looking forward to it. Started trying to go a little bit more to classes when I wasn't really feeling like going, and I've woken up this morning, guts not feeling too good, didn't sleep very well, got a bunch of excuses why I'm not feeling absolutely perfect and ready to rock, and I feel like that's kind of the perfect reason just to be quiet and head to training. So that's what I'm doing. Really looking forward to doing a little bit of stand-up, mostly because if you watched one of my first videos that I started posting recently, I did mention in that video that stand-up is the absolute worst part of my grappling game, and I was kind of inspired to start focusing a little bit more on stand-up at a recent seminar that we did. I think I've mentioned that already, but it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing that I hadn't already heard. But at the seminar, it was said that there's really kind of no point in doing all of this stuff if you can't get your opponent to the ground. So I really took that to heart. I mean, I've heard it before, thought about it before, and kind of just laughed it off. But there is a part of me that is wanting to develop and become a bit more of a well-rounded grappler, as opposed to just kind of learning all of this inverted spinning stuff on the ground for sport jiu-jitsu. So yeah, a little bit of wrestling this morning just to start off the day. Last week on Saturday, I did record a video prior to the class, but the problem was the audio bugged out, so I couldn't use any of that footage to share with you guys. But that was probably one of the best training sessions I've had in a really long time. I wish I had been able to record the footage of the open mat itself, but yeah, just kind of ended up enjoying the session and not recording, and it went really well. Had lots of energy, gut was feeling good, slept well that day. You know, lots of green lights for that training. Today don't have the same green lights, but again, that's okay. A cool thing that I felt last week was the intensity of the wrestling class was really good for me, because it primed me and it primed my nervous system a bit, and it got me working before jiu-jitsu class. And I think that drive to kind of stay on top, and that drive to be a little bit more intense and a little bit more physical, translates really well into our sport, where you can be a little bit more relaxed and accepting of bad positions. But it definitely feels like with wrestling, even with the very very chill session like the one that we did, it's a good nervous system prime just to get you working and get me switched on for jiu-jitsu. So the rolls that day were really good, and yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the same sort of result today. I'm not too sure, don't know how my gut's gonna feel, but I just got to push through and see what happens. The gut stuff is a conversation for another day, but I just briefly, I had a bunch of staph infections from jiu-jitsu, and ended up taking antibiotics each time. I probably had about, I don't really know how many staph infections I had, but I had a bunch, and I ended up taking antibiotics each time. And I was ignorant to the very real and very negative side effects of taking antibiotics frequently. And long story short, this is just my hypothesis anyway. It's certainly not scientific or medical. But I think that the repeated antibiotic use completely wiped out my microbiome, making me even more susceptible to skin infections, which resulted in a vicious cycle, and then ended up picking up quite a nasty stomach infection called H. pylori. And I think that that particular infection did quite a lot of damage to my digestive system. And then beyond that, the 2 very heavy rounds of antibiotics that I did to treat that H. pylori definitely did a hell of a lot of damage to my digestive system. And I wish I could go back in time and try and fix that a different way, but it is what it is. I'm about a year on now, and I've still got quite bad symptoms. I've lost quite a bit of weight, and my body doesn't digest food properly. And I've got kind of like a baseline level of stress that I've always got, and I think that's just got to do with like a baseline level of digestive inflammation, perhaps. But it is what it is, and it's better than it was about 6 months ago. 6 months ago it peaked and it got really bad. It's better than it was then, and I'm sort of able to train and go to the gym and getting a little bit stronger here and there. So progress is slow, but it is getting better. And just on that, I'm talking about green lights and feeling good and ready for training and stuff, and having good training days. And one of the best realizations that I ever had is that sometimes my good training days are simply other people's bad training days. My bad training days are sometimes just other people's good training days. And it sounds kind of obvious, and again, nothing groundbreaking, but I think what that does is when you consider that, is it takes away a little bit of the pride and the ego when you're having a good day, puts it solely on you, and it's got nothing to do with you being better than or you being worse than or anything like that. It's just that if you have a good training day, it could just be because other people are having a bad day and you're on your game, you got a good night's sleep, your energy is good. And the same for when you're having a bad day. Those variables might just be inverted. So it's nothing to take personally. It's nothing to feel bad about, but just something to reflect on and consider when you are having fluctuations in the quality of your training. I really, really need to, if I'm going to carry on making videos like this, I don't know if I will, but if I do carry on making videos like this, I definitely need to invest in a proper apparatus, some premium apparati to hold the camera up safely. But yeah, just heading to training now. I will try and record a bit of the footage from today as well. Probably not from the wrestling class, but perhaps some chill rolls or something. And yeah, I will report back after or during training. And not many people are watching these videos. I don't know who is. It's probably mostly just my mum and a couple of my friends having a laugh at Rich trying to do the thing. But if anyone is keen for any specific things, or they want to see me talk about or address, or I don't know, maybe some kind of like jiu-jitsu bingo, like if anyone watching this wants me to do anything, chuck a comment down. I'd be keen to see. Alrighty, this is my first roll of the day just after we finished up with the wrestling class. Felix was there as well, and Felix was my partner during the wrestling class. Felix is a good friend of mine. I love training with Felix. He's just a phenomenal grappler and just a lovely human being. Such a pleasure to have gotten to know Felix through jiu-jitsu over the last couple of years. He actually went away to Germany for about a year and a bit, I think. And when I found out that he was coming back, I was just super happy. Trying to start standing there, Felix got the duck under and got a single leg. Beautiful, really nice. And I'm just working on these head posts again, which I don't feel good about. I don't like that as a technique to deal with someone, but it's the technique, and nothing in jiu-jitsu is nice. I think Felix tried to save me there from clashing heads, and I stopped there, and I had kind of like a triangle-y kind of position locked up. We're in a weird kind of scramble here, still just feeling each other out and trying to work on pace, and no real positions established, which is cool. It may not look like much, but I'm really trying to control Felix here, and he is just so good at riding the energy and riding the output of other people. It's a really interesting thing to experience because he doesn't have, any amazing physical attributes. No offense, Felix. I think you're an absolute stud. But he's not ultra strong. He's not ultra flexible. He's just really good at jiu-jitsu, and he knows how to distribute his weight and how to push into frames and stuff, which is super cool here. I'm just trying to get some kind of guard going here, and it's really difficult. He is just so good at pressuring. This is a beautiful near side underhook that he's got there with the head posted. Stunning. And I wonder if he's going to go for the tripod pass here or submit with the arm triangle. Just beautiful control all the way through. Gets his hook in, gets to the back, and maybe goes for a gift wrap or something here. I'm just trying to destabilize him a little bit. I can't let Felix move as he wants to. I need to control him somehow, but it's difficult. He is just so good at riding the energy. I can tell just by watching this I'm fatigued already from Felix's style just before, I suppose, and I just didn't have enough energy to come up there. But still, fantastic by Felix, and a beautiful footlock there by him. I think we start standing again now. I really have no excuses because Felix did the wrestling class with me, so he's going to be tired too. I think that was a bit cheeky of me to go for that single leg straight after the hand bump, but did it anyway. And I don't know, karma's real. He gets that position straight away, straight into a rear naked choke, but did a win, and just happy with this one to have tried to stand up at least. And yeah, nice roll. Beautiful. Now we have my roll with Graydon. Graydon's a really good friend of mine. I met him through jiu-jitsu, and in one of my previous videos you would have heard I spoke about 2 blue belts who were quite phenomenal and just really good athletes, and Graydon's one of them. In a couple of short years he has just become a really, really formidable grappler, and he won't accept it, but I've told him a few times he's he's surpassed me now. I got nothing left to share with him or show him, and he's on his own path now. Yeah, I really enjoy training with Gray. It's a hard role because he is so dynamic and just like a really solid and good mentality when it comes to grappling. You know, he's playing these top positions for control and not really having a bar of any of this weird inverted stuff I'm doing. So it's nice to see how he's dealing with it, and it's something that I really need to aspire to, actually, is just getting more involved and doing less of this inverted stuff. He went for some kind of leg lock before, and I just had to be careful there and keep my feet down and control his feet. If he is able to lift his feet and start weaving in, I got problems, and I got problems now. So this is the first time I've seen the footage since taking it this morning. But yeah, this isn't good for me. This is calf crusher territory. This is back take territory, and just like that, my back is taken. Left my neck wide open. Is he going to finish it? And he does, so nice and quick. That's what I mean when I'm talking about this mentality of his. It's just so good. Super solid grappler, and for only a couple of years of training, you know, you just wouldn't know it. I never start standing with any of these guys ever, so today's new for me. Trying to start standing, trying to do something new, and getting thrashed, but it's okay. I think it's one thing that I'm learning is comfort kills in jiu-jitsu. If you get too used to doing things that you're good at, you never get good at the things that you're not good at. So start standing, got sumigashi, at least I think it was a sumigashi, and probably going to get subbed again, but it's okay. I can feel Gray's got some kind of Americana or something here on me, and I just need to get my legs free so that he doesn't have control over my lower body in that position. But he is deadly with these sorts of scrambles, and I think he's going to rear naked choke me again. He's got that upper body control into an arm triangle. I wonder if he finishes it here. He might do. Well, he's got my back. I'm going to say he swung that arm under the chin. Really nice and quick. Full hip control. Oh, just stunning. Beautiful work by Gray. Gray's an active competitor, and I don't think he realizes how good he is. Beautiful little ankle pick there by him. No hesitation, goes straight for the takedown again. And immediately he's got the top position. I can feel here that he was a bit fatigued, and I hit him up and I just said to him, like, are you okay? Are you feeling all good? And I know that he's a bit tired because he was rolling with a really big guy just prior to this. But he knows the game, and he knows I'm not trying to be a bad training partner. I had to put a bit of pressure in him there just to control him. And trying to maintain some sort of control over him, but his guard is just so good. He's very, very mobile with his hips and with his legs, and his guard retention and his ability to move through space and move around people is just so good. I think one lesson that I picked up from Gray, went for a saddle entry there, that was cool. Didn't have enough time to finish it though. Beautiful roll. And one thing I picked up from Gray while training is the importance of mobility, but I'll get to that another time. And now for my third or fourth roll of the day. I think it was my fourth with Stu. I've known Stu since he very first started, and Stu's also another man with a sore tummy. I think it might be kind of aggravating him a little bit now too. He, just like me, goes through some kind of gut health fluctuations, and it's tough. Don't mean to kind of harp on about the gut health stuff, but it's really important. And for anyone out there, if you do, I don't know what caused Stu's and not going to talk about it, but take your gut health seriously. If you are watching this and you've had staph infections or have had to go on antibiotics or anything like that, just be careful. Antibiotics are not good. Known Stu since he started, and he recently got his blue belt, and he's really upped his technique. He used to kind of just sit on his back and hold on for dear life. He's using technique now, and honestly speaking, there's nothing scarier than a big guy with jiu-jitsu, and he's got that now. So Stu is one scary dude. Fantastic beard as well. I don't mean to talk about the physical attributes of the lad so much, but look at that beard. Absolutely outstanding. Rolls me over there like it's nothing. Stu is a big boy, and he I don't think he realizes how strong he is. He doesn't use it all the time when he rolls, but when he does, you know about it. Just rolling with knee on belly there, trying to keep some pressure into Stu to stop him from turning into me, and just trying to expose some kind of gap. Stu's gotten really good at staying tight. He nice little back step there into a better position. Almost smoked my ankle, so that was good that I didn't. Stu tried to wrist lock me there, and when I pulled out of it, I told him that was dirty, and I'm gonna do something to you equally as dirty. Sounds really weird in the context of jiu-jitsu, but I just mean, you know, I'll try and wrist lock him or try and foot lock him. It's good here. I'm trying to look for something like K-guard, perhaps some kind of open guard. I want to attack his legs just as payback for that wrist lock attempt he did on me. K-guard's an interesting one on the big guys. Have to try and pull your weight onto them. I wanted to heel hook him here, which would have been the ultimate retribution, but we settle for a nice, tight, straight foot lock. And he knows it too. He knows it. We both take a minute, have our little cigarettes, and say that was great to each other. He knows. I know. I've had my retribution. Now I can relax. And yeah, just he's pulling into me here, waiting to see if the girls move, but they do have right of way because I don't think there was much space for them elsewhere. I should have reset into Stu's close guard there, but I'm really wanting to not end up getting swept, so we'll take that cheeky pole position. I thought I'd try and jump into S-mount there. Don't normally do stuff like that, and it didn't pay off. Gonna try and get like an armbar here maybe, but the most important thing for me is just keeping Stu away. I used to just play around with his hands, but I realized after watching an Instagram or a YouTube short by John Danaher that that's actually a really good time for me to go for an arm drag. Didn't succeed with the arm drag, but managed to pull Stu into me, which meant that he wasn't able to throw my legs to one side. Bit of a stalemate here, nothing's really happening, so we let go and try and reset. Bell goes off. Nice roll. Thank you, Stu. Cool, and my final roll of the day is with Harry. We're just joking around here doing some mobility exercises. That one was the reverse Nordic curl, which we're both trying to work on at the moment. Very difficult. Be careful if you try it. Harry's the other phenomenal blue belt from the gym. Started at the same time as Gray, and Harry said to me at the start here, easy in, easy out, which is a mantra that we've picked up from Jared Dell again. And the whole thing is, I think he chooses easy in, hard out, or hard out, easy in, and basically means enter into the position easily and then continue with the rest of it with difficulty. So making it harder for your opponent. And yeah, there we just chose easy in, meaning go for your takedown and then work on the rest. Here I'm working, or trying to work, that near side underhook, what's it called? top half guard passing, but failed and lost my balance, unfortunately. Harry regained guard really well. Trying to cinch up a body lock pass here and managed to get around, controlling that left shin and able to step over and then get both of my legs and knees past his hips, which is good. Harry, again, is one of those really, really, really good training partners. You can really, really push it with him, and he's super careful. He's not going to hurt you, but he'll definitely get the heart rate going. He's got some kind of, or trying to get some kind of leg entry there, but I'm putting a lot of weight on my left foot, which is stopping him from being able to pull my leg out. I was able to pommel over and keep weight on his torso and his hips. I think I'm saying to him that he's taking it easy on me and telling him not to. The boys joke and call me their uncle because I'm a couple of years older than them and I've got a terrible hairline. P.S. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I need the subscribers and the likes so that I can get some money so that I can go to Turkey and get a hair transplant, but that's a conversation again for another video. Yeah, they call me uncle. I don't know how I feel about it. It's makes me feel old, and feeling old is getting closer to dying. I don't want to die. I've got too much to do. I'm here again with that body lock pass and just trying to get through, but because he's got double butterfly hooks, it just wasn't feasible there for me to carry on holding it. I don't know how to deal with the double butterfly hooks. Trying to stop his X-guard entries here, and just trying my best to hold balance and to push his feet down and whatever. I'm not entirely sure what the best method is for it. I am not really thinking anything consciously while I'm doing it. I'm just pushing feet down, trying to prevent him from getting good grips. My leg's in danger here, and he's got a really good grip, and I'm just trying to push off and stop him from being able to cinch up a leg lock. I would have ideally liked to have gotten my hips above his knee. I think the bell went off there and we decided to keep going. So we start from the same position and just mucking around a little bit, having a little rest. And he should have ripped it. I would have liked to have tried to have gotten a Berimbola or something there. I see Levi Jones-Leary doing it from that position all the time, but frankly, I just don't know what I'm doing, and I'd love to drill it just so that I can understand the mechanics of it. But it's such a difficult looking technique. Harry also attended the wrestling class, so he's also fatigued. You'll notice he has a very fresh fade. He's been getting haircuts every week. Looking good for the camera, some might say. Tony's just Tony. I don't know what he was doing there. Just being... Tony's the real uncle, you know. He's the gym uncle. He takes a lot of flack, but he's a fantastic teacher and also just a really, really wonderful person. We give each other a lot of grief, but yeah, Tony's just a great person. Really grateful to have Tony as a friend and a teacher. And when Tony tries, man, his leg locks are just something else. I'm trying to get some kind of guard recomposition here, but it's difficult. Harry, much like Graydon, is very dynamic and doesn't accept bad positions. I think he's also taking it easy on me. I always accuse him of taking it easy on me anyway, but I'm not sure if he is. I'm going to try come up to my knees here and get into a similar position that we had during the wrestling class, but I think Harry's got a necktie of some kind on me, and it's just difficult. I'm going to go for a failed sit-out. I remember this and thinking, cool, I'm going to get the sit-out. Turns out nothing happened. I probably should have gotten off of my feet and taken that tripod a little bit sooner. Spent too much time on the knees and got fatigued really quick. Good reversal there. I think there is something when you're going for a control position and it fails and then you enter a scramble. It's like the nervous system just isn't ready for the scramble that's coming. So I think Harry just lost his balance there, but he's probably about to sweep me again here. I can see it's a good position for him. Feeling that sweep, I'm going to try and roll over into a crucifix, but failed. Luckily, I've still got a grip on that left arm of Harry's. I'm going to try and roll into an armbar here. He's doing all of the right things to defend here, and I'm not sure if we manage to keep the position. This reminds me a little bit of Giancarlo Bodoni at CJI, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to watch the video how it was that he managed to pull over that other guy's leg. I'm just playing around with angles here, trying to see if I can get Harry to roll over, ultimately decide just to roll back the other way. And I think this is a cradle. I'm not sure what the name of that position is. Harry goes for another rolling defense, and I'm just pushing my hips down on his shoulder and holding that arm. I'm not sure what he does there, but he loses it, and I luckily managed to get the armbar. But you can see it, Harry's absolutely spent, and he was spent before our roll, so always really appreciate these rolls with Harry. Really nice to roll with. I think it's my turn, or must be his turn, but another Sumigashi. I'm doing something wrong with these single legs, because I got Sumigashi twice by Gray, and again here by Harry, who cinches up a stunning, I don't know what that is. Is that a what's it called? A dice choke. I think he finishes it too. Beautiful. Yeah, he did. Wonderful. Really nice. It's just those things though, where you see the submission or you see the opportunity and you take it and it pays off. Again with the easy, and I think it's my turn, so I'm going to try and do a takedown. This time's good. I keep my head on his shoulder. But again, he just rolls me. Insane. I must be doing something wrong, and I need to try and figure out. It's a balance thing. It's a alignment thing. Got to try and figure out what's happening there. Not sure what's going on here with this position. I'm in knee bar territory, so I've got to be careful. I'm safe because I got my knee past Harry's hips. And we're both having a little shootout here, but I think this doesn't end up going anywhere. I'm not particularly good at leg locks, and I think I can't remember who that was who got that. Might have been Harry, might have been me. Nice little sweep single from Harry there again, and he's taking it easy on me. He's making it fun, keeping it chill. Very aware of how much of a wuss I am when it comes to stand-up. So again, pick your training partners carefully, because this is what you get when you pick your training partners carefully. You get good training partners. Went for a kind of like a defensive armbar there, and Harry's super happy, and my expression says everything. That was the final roll for the night, and thanks for watching the rolls. Alrighty. Just finished training. It was a really hard session today. Had the wrestling to begin with, and then some open mat jiu-jitsu afterwards. It is extremely hot, like not unbearably hot, but today is a hot day, and I've just jumped into my car and I didn't give it a sun shield earlier, so it is absolutely baking in here. Yeah, training was hard today. Really, really, really hard. Had a really good wrestling session with David, partnered up with my good friend Felix for that. Felix is really good on his feet and really technical on his feet too. You'll see one of the rolls from just now was with Felix, and I just I've always been a couple of steps behind Felix. I've never been able to kind of stay ahead of him, and he is just so good at maintaining pace, and dealing with explosiveness and dealing with all sorts of things. He's just fantastic. I really enjoy rolling with Felix. In the moment, like, I mean, I could make an argument that I don't enjoy it, but even when I'm suffering and getting smashed by him, I'm enjoying that too. It's really nice, and it's really technical, and just like many of the other roles that I've spoken about recently, I can go super hard with him and not feel like I'm in danger. So yeah, that's really good. But yeah, just got absolutely smoked by everybody today. At least that's how I feel. I haven't watched the roles and I haven't kind of reviewed the roles, but one thing I'm happy with is, without even having to review the roles, is despite failing, and I know that I failed, I tried to work on some topside half guard passing today, topside half guard pressure passing, and little increments forward. I think what's going to be required is some intentional drilling and workshopping, not just live sparring. I was able to get it working in the drilling and the workshopping, but for some reason in live sparring I'm just struggling. So there's something that the pressure of live sparring is presenting that is making it difficult for me to execute exactly what it is I need to do to get that passing done. But overall, in terms of training today, I'm just happy that I went. I'm happy that I went to the wrestling before, and I'm really happy that I stayed active with the roles that I did. I really tried, and even if it doesn't look like it in the videos, I really tried just to stay active and not to spend too much time on my back, despite kind of invariably ending up on my back for a lot of the training. One thing about days like this where I want to train but I don't feel like training, or I'm not feeling the best and I kind of psych myself out into already believing it's not going to be a good training, I just kind of know that enough of these days stacked up where I very easily could have, and sure as hell would have, just not gone to the wrestling, or just kind of gave up in the roles and had half-assed roles. I think I'd be limiting a bit of my progress, so it might not have been the best training, but I think some training is better than no training, and it's good just to keep that wheel turning. My stream of consciousness is a little bit fragmented now, just because I'm absolutely smoked, and yeah, I got smashed today, so still just kind of reviewing everything in my head. I think the most difficult part on days like this, where you didn't feel like training and didn't want to train, is the transition from whatever comfortable position you're in to just walking out of the door and getting into the car and beginning the drive to training. Funnily enough, I've actually forced myself to get out the door, get into the car, get to training, and then gotten to training and then decided to turn around and go home. So it doesn't work every time, but most times I'm pretty happy to have forced myself to train and to have gotten gotten myself to training. I was worried for a second there that wasn't recording, which would have been annoying, but yeah. Oh, that's a green light, not a red light. Well, now it's a red light again. Oh boy. There we go. Grappling is really difficult, and I think I spoke to it a little bit on the way here, and it was just that idea of sometimes when you have bad days, there's a bunch of variables, and on that particular day you might have just not been on, and other people might have been on, and even if you just use that, I got to stop saying you, because I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm not like a guru, but this is just me kind of talking about my experiences. Even if I can't even remember what I was talking about, just so smashed. Check out this view. I'm just gonna swap the camera and hopefully you can actually see this view. Every time that I finish open mats on a nice sunny day, I am blessed with this absolutely stunning view of the beach near my hometown, and it's just absolutely stunning. Like, super grateful to live in a place like this with such beautiful nature around, and yeah, there's pretty much nothing better after a day of training than or a heavy morning of training than just getting some good food in you, getting some good electrolytes and just feeling good, and then going to the beach and having a swim and letting all of that salt water just burn all your cuts and burns and scrapes and everything. It just feels amazing, and it's nice and cool, and it just kind of soothes you and lets you reset. On something that I don't know if I was talking about it on the way here, but lately I've been trying to be more intentional with my training, and by that what I mean is just kind of having an idea of what it is that I want to do and what I want to achieve out of my session. And so one thing in particular that I've identified is that my stand-up sucks, and I spend too much time on my back. So I've pretty much gotten through jiu-jitsu the last 8 or 9 years, however long it's been, kind of just focusing on playing defensively off of my back. And the thing with that is it's cool, and you might win some roles at the club and everything, but you know, I feel like there's an essence to the sport of you need to be capable of defending yourself, which is like maybe white and blue belt, if we're talking about it in the traditional sense, right? Because there are some white and blue belt competitors out there that are just absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot fathom how they get so good so quickly, even without like grappling backgrounds. But there are some absolute amazing people. But if we're talking about it from like a very kind of fundamental traditional perspective, I feel like white and blue belt is where you kind of nail down your defensive skills, and you learn to just be proficient at escaping and getting out of things. At least for me, that's what it was. It was just surviving. And then purple belt is surviving, but with a little bit more danger. You know, you kind of present more elements of danger. And I recently got my brown belt, and I think I've kind of always been a little bit insecure about how my skill and technique measures up to others. So there are some other brown belts that I know who are just absolutely phenomenal and run circles around me. But I tried looking at them and thinking, like, what qualities do they have that are not necessarily physical attributes? Like, how do they dictate the pace? How do they dictate the roll? whose style do I most like to emulate? And there is one guy at my gym who's just super good. His name's Isaac, and Isaac, if you're listening, I don't mean to embarrass you like this, but yeah, your style in particular, Isaac's style in particular, is just something that I really strive towards, and something that I really want to try and pick pieces from and develop into my own game, because he's just so good at controlling. And for me, that's the missing link. That's the missing part of my jiu-jitsu. Yo, unfortunately, my iPhone actually overheated, so the video stopped recording, and I didn't realize until I pulled up at home. But if you managed to get this far, I know it's a very long video. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope that you found it interesting, and if you did, if there's anything that if you have any questions about jiu-jitsu, if you're new to jiu-jitsu, if you have any questions about gut health or anything like that, I'm like super keen just to have some ideas for what to share. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe and like the video. It just helps me to know that people actually enjoy what I'm doing. And yeah, wherever you are in the world, have a good weekend. Cheers.